Hi Camden, just looking here. Just looking at your links here. So I would size everything down a little bit for the most part. Like you're getting a little close to the edge. And remember, since this is printing on a standard piece of paper that's already 11 by 17, there will be about 1/8 of an inch of white all the way around this poster, or something around this size. Something about this size, probably. Something close to this anyway. So just imagine that there will be a white border. So as you can see, grabbing everything, pushing shift on the background to deselect that, but we can use this free transform tool, and then we can just size everything down quite a bit. I mean, not a ton, but enough to get it comfortably sitting in there. And I would say give yourself quite a bit of room on these edges, the outside edges. Not the more the better, but just you need quite a bit there. Also, just design-wise, you don't want a lot. You want more space there because it's actually gonna look better if you do that. Let me look at your PDF here. Okay, so we just need to obviously just make these longer now that we did that. There is something here. Did you want that in there? I can't remember. I'll look at your PDF. Okay, yeah, that I didn't actually grab that when I sized everything up, so I have to fix that. Something like that. You're missing the Vicks logo and the Strudery logo. You can download those from week 14. I like the colors in your text effect. I wonder if we couldn't inject more of those colors into the actual composition. And these don't need to be so big. This is almost 3 inches wide by 3 inches tall. These can be like 1 inch by 1 inch, especially if you're trying to get them all in there. I would suggest possibly just sizing these way down, probably closer to an 1.5 inch by 1.5 inches, or just 1 inch by 1 inch. You can use the free transform tool, push shift so you don't distort anything. And I would actually make Tribute bigger. You can still, have this segmented out a little bit with your logos here. And if you want to align them down the center, you can go to the Properties panel under Alignment, although it's not sure. Oh, here it is. And distribute them through the horizontal center. And maybe just put them in like that, maybe. And let's make this a little bit bigger. Of course, like I said, we don't want it too close to the edge. And that's probably too close to the edge, so I will size it down a little bit more than that. But and then center it inside of the box that it's in, probably. And do take into account the 1/8 inch white border that's probably going to be there. So the spacing on the top is probably going to be a bit larger than the spacing on the bottom to make up for that. So font pair, not sure if it's all pretty much the same font, so you might want to come up with a font pair. And this might look better, like some of the things that might look better are capitalizing everything. So in character under properties, when you have something highlighted, text highlighted, you can go to the double T's here, and that's all caps. I think maybe you did put some space in between the letters, which I think is looking actually pretty good. But just make sure you're getting all these centered in here. I'm not sure if I like this text. It doesn't seem to have very good spacing between the letters. You might want to try something different. Termina is actually kind of nice because it's bold. It's a sans serif. This one, let's set it at 0. It is actually really close together as well. It might not be helping that there is a stroke around the text. I would take the stroke off, actually. I like the pink without the stroke. But I think that this font pair is a little bit better. For some reason I want to see this presents a little bit. Actually, I want to see all of this capitalized because KNMC 90.1 FM looks capitalized already, except for the presents. So, and then let's size that down. We can center it in the text box. I think this one's centered too, center aligned, yeah. And then we can use the alignment panel again in the properties panel and center that, and then center it inside the space that it's in as well. Although, taking into account this space should be tighter than that space because there will be a white border. So maybe something a little closer to this as far as the treatment of your fonts go. That means that you might want to change, you know, we'll like highlight this by triple clicking, grabbing the white, grabbing this thing here, it's called the eyedropper, and then, you know, sampling that. And maybe we'll, you know, we want to keep this big. Is there bold? Yeah. So we can make that bold, just so that it does stick out nicely. We can center these using the alignment so that they center with each other, and maybe even center them with this above it, and probably a tighter space over there than over here. Maybe slightly over since you have an extra line here, but maybe like something like that. And then you know, we could make this an ampersand because I like ampersands. I think they're pretty. You know, this might be a similar treatment as this. That'll clean it up, especially if you're using a lot of the same treatments and the same sizes of fonts throughout. That can be helpful in just making your design look cleaner. So let's do the same thing with this as well. Let's make this the pink font though, and let's bring it down in size. And maybe bring in the Red Ants Pants logo. To have another image in here might be nice. You can download that from week 14. You can move this down here and you can put the Red Ants Pants logo here. And this could be similar to this, but maybe let's make it the pink color. We might not have it in, oh yeah, we have it in the swatches. So, oops, I didn't mean to do that, although it doesn't look bad. But I want to make, there we go, I don't know, just to mix it up a little bit. Maybe center it inside that box a little bit better. So one thing to experiment with as well that you might want to try, there is this color here. So I mean, if you wanted to try and bring that in somewhere, you could bring in boxes about the same size as some of these boxes that we have in here, and make the background color that teal color, and then do an arrange, send backward a couple times so that we can try and get it. It's not really working, so let's do send to back, and then let's send this to the back. Oops, gosh, I don't have it selected anymore. To scroll down, arrange, send to back. Okay, so you know, that's a little bit big, so I'll have to adjust it, but you know, just to add in, break it up a little bit, add in some more color. Maybe we want to try and make a box over here, which you think might be tricky, but actually if we use the pen tool, we can just click, 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 click. I can't see the end of my box here, but oh, that's annoying. Didn't really quite work, but you can create a box, a custom box for that, and then we can add in, you know, one of these colors, and you know, do the arrange, send to back, and then we might have to grab that darker teal and then arrange it and send it to the back to reveal the pink. I'm not saying I really like the pink there, but actually I don't. I actually kind of like that. There are a few issues with this. I didn't quite get the box right, so if I push shift on that to make it turn white, that little anchor point on the box, we can move it around and adjust it to fit. And then this white doesn't look good on the pink, so I mean you could go with you know, a full color logo for both of these over the pink, I would say. But I think the pink looks good because it provides some contrast, and it does break up that teal a little bit. Maybe there could be another pink box over here even. Just for fun, we could try it out. Let's see. I'm going to use the shortcut command for arranging things. But yeah, I'm actually liking that a lot, adding in the pink. Although we don't want to overdo it with pink, because then it might end up looking maybe too feminine. But you know, something like that is looking better, I think. And then just bringing in the Red Ants Pants logo, and then possibly making, you know, you might have to make this smaller, but then bringing in the Streetery logo from week 14 and the Vix logo from week 14, and just putting them over here. You can stack them here and here. Copy, you know, bring them into Illustrator, trace them, and then copy them directly from Illustrator into InDesign, and change the color to whatever color you think looks good in the actual composition. But I think something like this might be a good idea. Maybe that's too much pink. Maybe just a little bit of pink in there. But yeah, I think that this is a good, relatively quick way. We're not changing your idea or anything, but we are able to take your idea and just improve it. So anyway, I think you've got most of the elements that you need in here, except for a few logos. But definitely check over the project worksheet just to make sure. If you bring in any other links, just make sure that you're paying attention to. They're in the CMYK, and the effective PPI is 300. I did make a video going over that in week 14. If you need to take a look at that, you can, but you don't have very many links in your file currently. And this is how you resize things too. I go over that in the other video too. But anyway, talk to you later. Great job.